Hello everyone, welcome to Narayana Health Facebook session live episode. Today is August 13th. August 13th is a World Organ Donation Day. On this day, we try to create awareness about the organ donation and also clear the apprehensions which is surrounding around the organ donation. I'm Dr. Ravi Kiran. I'm a hepatologist and transplant hepatologist at Narayana Health Bengaluru. Along with me is Dr. Varun Mahabaleshwar, who is a liver transplantation surgeon. It is disheartening to know that around 500,000 people, that is around 5 lakh people, are losing their life every year in the country because of lack of transplantation, be it liver transplantation, kidney transplantation, etc. There are around 200,000 people who die waiting for liver transplantation alone, and there are around 100,000 people who wait for kidney transplantation. So this is the day world over we utilize this day to create the awareness about the liver transplantation. So in this session, let's discuss and be aware how the organ donation is done, what are the laws which are prevalent in our country, and who can donate the organ. So Dr. Varun and me will be discussing some issues about the organ donation. You please feel free asking questions on Facebook Live, and we try to answer them as and when we get the questions. Organ donation, in a way, is a gift of life for people who are in need of the organs. In fact, organ donation, organ transplantation transforms not only the person but transforms whole family. Just think of a person who is in his middle age, and everyone knows that giving or transplanting that person with the required organ saves the life. Our aim as physicians and surgeons is to prolong the life of the people, in the sense that prolong the life of people who really require, who are really deceased, and transplantation can make wonders in them. I want to ask Dr. Varun, what are the organs that can be donated?
Okay. Coming to organ donation, like heart, lungs, and liver, kidneys, pancreas, and also small intestine. All these things can be donated. Of course, it may be a deceased donor or a live donor.
Yeah, most of us by this time know that donation can be done by the family members when that's called as living donation. If the person is alive and wants to donate a part of his or her liver or kidney for that matter, this is called the living donation. Uh, what we will do is, because both of us are from the liver community, we will restrict our discussion to the donation with respect to the liver and the liver transplantation, so that the audience get better information. So first, we'll can you just let us know about the living donation in the liver transplantation?
Coming to live donor liver transplants, see, it is usually a related donor in the age group of 18 to 55 years and blood group compatible. These are the most important three criteria for a live donor liver transplant.
I mean, having we know that there are four blood groups, right? A, B, AB, and O. What are the compatible blood groups where the transplantation can be done? So, if the patient is A,
So, if the patient or the recipient is of A group, then he can receive organs from either A or O group, being a universal donor.
yeah, and liver being one of the largest organs, it weighs around 1.5 to 1.75 kgs, um, and it has two lobes, right? What are the risk factors that the donor is expected to have after the donation?
See, coming to the surgical part, usually a live donor surgery, live donor liver surgery is a zero error precision surgery, and usually a live donor surgery, the risks and complications is more or less the same as compared to any other elective surgeries like any appendix surgery or hernia surgery or gallbladder surgeries. There are no extra added additional risk or complications involved. Usually, we admit the donors a day prior to the surgery and they are discharged within a week's time post-operatively. And post-discharge, we usually advise them uh, rest at home for a couple of weeks. And within a month's time, they usually recover completely and they are back to their normal self.
And other thing for people to know is that once the surgery is done, the liver goes back to its size in around 3 months. So absolutely uh, there is no contraindication, or say there should be no apprehension in donating living liver for your loved ones. Yeah. So as I told you before, this organ donation day is more focused on cadaver donation or donation of the deceased. It involves a lot of ethical stuff. Say that few people are unaware about. First of all, few people are unaware about the organ donation. The second thing is there is a lot of apprehensions about the organ donation, how it is done, how the brain dead body would be dealt with when we do the organ retrieval. So all these are the things which people should be aware of and think in a broader perspective. When you compare the Asian countries with the other Western countries, there is a lot of cadaver donation being done in Western countries because the cadaver donation was initiated many decades ago. Um, Maybe in Asian countries, due to some ethnic considerations or religious consideration, the organ donation has not kicked off as the medical community wanted. So we see in social media a lot of forward messages saying that there is a deceased organ available in certain hospital, and asking people to approach that hospital for organ donation. It generally doesn't happen like that. The organ donation in India and in our state of Karnataka is bound by a robust set of laws. Um, if a person is declared brain dead, how to if the family is agreeing for organ donation, there is a laws to be followed, and those organs which are being readied for donation, they go to certain set of people. Dr. Varun, do you want to tell something about the laws which are governed for organ donation in our state of Karnataka?
See, coming to the deceased organ donation, especially in our state of Karnataka, usually all the organ donations are after the brain death. The organ donations after cardiac death, donation after cardiac death or DCD is considered a marginal organ. Whenever the family consents for organ donation, especially a deceased donor, that is donation after brain death, usually in our state, there is a specific government organization or a body called as Jiva Sarthakate, or State Organ and Tissue Transplantation Organization, SOTO. And the organ donation is routed through this system, and the organs are specifically allocated to the registered patients on their specific list as per the blood group.
Yeah. So who all can be agreeable, or who all can volunteer to donate? Is there age? Is age any bar, or gender or sex? Is there any bar, or religion comes into the matter? So do you want to tell something about that?
See, usually anybody can pledge their organs, but as per the law, as per the rules, certain set of organs are considered to be marginal organs, or it's extended criteria organs, like age beyond 70 years, or who is hepatitis C positive, or somebody who is having more than 30% fat in their liver, or donation after cardiac death. All these are considered to be marginal organs.
Also, we see that many people who really require an organ transplantation, they are not ready to get listed for cadaver organ transplantation. Varun, have you come across any patients like that who have a lot of confusion or lot of apprehensions surrounding the cadaver transplantation, and they just refuse to get listed on the waiting list for especially the liver transplantation?
Yes, of course. I have come across such patients who are very apprehensive and reluctant about getting waitlisted for transplant. The reason being, especially they have a kind of apprehension and doubts and regarding the questionable quality of the graft or the organ which we retrieve from a dead patient. There's a lot of myth revolving around this, because of which they are a bit reluctant about being listed for transplant.
And also, there is a lot of myth surrounding the donation, saying that whether a female should get an organ from the female cadaver itself, or male also can get the organ from the male cadaver itself. They fear that they would start acting like a female or male. This is a major myth which people are thinking of, or they're afraid of. Any experience about this?
I've not come across this kind of a scenario, but of course, I've heard about it a lot, and people are very skeptical and reluctant, especially who are come from an uneducated background.
So anyone can pledge their organs, right? So irrespective of their age, gender, caste or creed or religion. So anyone who wants to see the other people happy can pledge their organs. So in fact, one cadaver can or one pledge, one cadaver can save as many as 8 lives. As you said before, cadaver donation can be helpful in heart transplantation, lung transplantation, liver, kidney, pancreas, small intestine. I mean, just imagine one of your loved ones unfortunately becomes a source of happiness for 8 families. Uh, as a community, we should try to drive this pledge for organ donation, isn't it? I mean, just few years ago, there was so much of taboo which was surrounding about speaking about the organ donation. I mean, there was a lot of apprehensions that whether there will be some financial dealings about the organ donation. But government of India and our government of Karnataka has come up with a robust set of laws so that the organ donation is so much streamlined now. Now it is up to the community that we pledge, more and more people pledge their organs. What do you say, Varun?
Yeah, now the laws are very transparent. Like as you said, every year approximately around 2 lakh people suffering from liver disease require a transplant, but out of which hardly around 700 of them get an organ. So on this day of August 13th, the organ donation day, we must make a decision to pledge our organs, pledge and save lives.
I was reading somewhere beautifully written saying that, of course, everyone wants to go to heaven, Swarga, right? So, do you really want to take those organs to the heaven, which can create heaven for 8 families, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So
I feel, let your organs live after you.
that's right. So let's everyone of us take a step backward, think how pledging our organs to the needy one would really change the lives of them. think about it. Think about it in a broader perspective. The government has done whatever it can do. It has framed the laws, and mind you, these government organizations are very strict, and they see to it that there is no mishandling or mishandling of these organs, and they see to it that most of transparency is maintained in the organ donation. On this organ donation day rather, August 13th, let's take a pledge. Inform this about this organ donation to your friends or your relatives. Just make a commitment towards pledging an organ. It's not that if you want take a pledge now, it's not that you have to abide by it. That consent can be taken back at any time you want, but just make a beginning about by thinking about the organ donation. Thank you for joining me and Dr. Varun on this Facebook session live. This is a sort of discussion part of this organ donation. As I told you before, a lot of things are involved in this. Ethical dilemma is involved, but we have tried to be as open as we can to at least start a discussion among the common people about the organ donation. Thank you once again for joining us.